Were two transgendered women who were LGBT rights advocates. They were arrested without cause, taken from their home, held without food for days, and beaten for hours while being interrogated to reveal other members within the LGBTQ community.
Frank Mugisha has dedicated his life to defending the rights of LGBT Ugandans, and because of this, he has been attacked, arrested, tortured, and vilified.
David Kato was an advocacy officer for the gay rights group Sexual Minorities of Uganda. After having his name and picture published in a local Ugandan newspaper called Rolling Stone that identified him as a member of the gay community, he was found after being beaten with serious head wounds at his home in Kampala and later died because of these injuries.
Pepe Onzema, a gay rights advocate who lives with her partner in Kampala, was beaten in the street and detained for protesting at a government HIV/AIDS meeting. While in jail, she was tormented and touched inappropriately by police officers because of her sexual orientation.
Pasipali Kashube was a youth worker with a Ugandan LGBTQ youth organization and worked on a farm. He disappeared on Uganda's Day of Martyrdom and found 4 weeks later to be decapitated and his genitals cut off on his body while still alive because of his beliefs and lifestyle.
Reverend Henry Nsukugea was an Anglican reverend who has founded Living Word Temple Ministries and Oasis of Life Orphanage. He disappeared 2 weeks after giving a speech saying that homosexuality was not evil.
Ron Jones is an openly gay Ugandan citizen who has been outed by 2 Ugandan newspapers revealing his place of work and where he lives. He lives every day in fear that his neighbors will come into his house and kill him at night.
Simon Kasolo lives as a healthcare assistant in Kampala. He was arrested and imprisoned on suspicion of performing perverted homosexual procedures. He has since been released.
Makula Yulaba, a married man with a child who was continuously blackmailed by the National Anti-Homosexual Task Force, demanding him to reveal every homosexual he knew in Kampala and Jinja, threatening him with their knowledge of his whereabouts. They implied that if he did not comply, his sexuality would be revealed and he would face physical harm.
John Nagenda, Ugandan presidential advisor, has taken the stance of supporting LGBT rights and has since faced blackmail and other forms of harassment. His livelihood is being threatened because of his support for equal rights.
Fatima Subway and Sanyu Miki, a young lesbian couple from Kawala, a Kampala suburb, who were 2 advocates for gay rights and went into hiding shortly after surviving an attempt of lynching. Sanyu Miki was caught by the police, detained, and was missing once more.
Kusam Mukwaya is an openly gay man in Uganda. Because of his being outed by a Ugandan press, his family and friends rejected him. He was fired and has been publicly beaten. The second time police arrested me out of torture, says Mukwaya.
Isaac Kuyube is a Ugandan Christian pastor who has been accused of being gay and supporting gay rights. Because of these accusations, he has faced arrest and detainment. We will now be recognizing some of the Ugandans more indirectly affected by the violence and homophobia in Uganda. Anyone from the crowd who feels compelled to lie down on behalf of these people